Welcome to the True Grime Stories podcast, where in every episode, we'll unravel a new mystery of cleaning business transformation from a grimy mess to a great success. Join me, your host, Jeannie Henderson, as together we dig up cleaning business secrets that you've been dying to know. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of True Grime Stories. I'm your host, Jeannie Henderson, and today we're going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to be my own guest today. So instead of having a guest, I thought I would come on and share one of my grime scenes and investigate what it took for me to solve it in my business. So to tell you a little bit more about me, I know I've been doing these podcasts for quite a while, but I really haven't shared my story. So I'm excited to share with you today all about how I got started and one of the grime scenes that I encountered very early in my cleaning business. So I got started in 2015. I was working in the nonprofit world at the time. I'd retired out of the restaurant industry. Prior to my nonprofit career, I'd been in the restaurant industry for over 30 years. I know I don't look old enough for that, but I was in the restaurant industry for over 30 years. And my husband and I opened over 30 franchise restaurant locations together. My husband is an inspiring entrepreneur, and he just couldn't stop building things. His name is Terry. And I learned a lot of what I know about building teams and building businesses from my dear husband. But so after the restaurants, I was in the nonprofit world, but I was getting burned out. I was exhausted. It was kind of sucking the life force out of me, the job that I was in. Even though I loved the organization, the work itself was more than I could handle. And my husband knew that. And we had the opportunity to talk with some friends who wanted to sell their cleaning business. And when Terry looked at it, he said, "I think we should buy this business and you should run it." And I said, "I think you're absolutely crazy. I don't know anything about the cleaning business." But after looking at it for a while, he talked me into it. And oh my goodness, I'm so glad that I'm here today with you and have been in the cleaning business for nearly 10 years now. And I absolutely love it. And so that was how we got started. We started out with 54 clients, and when we bought the business, there were 4 employees, but one quit very quickly. So we were down to 3. I had not intended to clean in the field, but there I was cleaning in the field. And I'm kind of glad that I did spend some time in the field. It really gave me some great perspective about leading my teams. But yeah, it was very chaotic in the beginning because I really had no idea what I was doing. But it's crazy. Some of those original 54 clients are still with us today, almost 10 years later. And I'm just so honored that they, love our team and our business so much that they're still with us. It's really cool. So in addition to owning Jeannie Cleaning, that's the name of my business in Kalamazoo, Michigan. Now we have a second location in Grand Rapids, Michigan, which I'm really excited about. I'm also a master coach with Cleaning Business Fundamentals. Debbie Sardone became my coach about a year after I started my business. That was, solved a lot of grime scenes for me. And as I implemented Cleaning Business Fundamentals in my business, I became a coach a few years later. And since then, I worked with many, dozens of cleaning business owners one-to-one and presented in front of hundreds of cleaning up business owners. I'm also very active in ISSA, the Worldwide Cleaning Association. And I'm also on the board of ISSA Charities, which oversees what the charity that is most near and dear to my heart, Cleaning for a Reason. And I've got my hands on a lot of things. And today I'm going to talk about my team. And so I'm going to share a little bit about that. So diving into my grime scene. So, oh gosh, when was it? I was probably almost a year into my business. I was in a year into my business. I had just rented my first little office, and But one of the things that was really driving me crazy was that I couldn't hold on to good people. I'd find really great people, at least I thought they were, I felt like they were really great people, but I couldn't keep them. And there were lots of things going on there. Uh, they were burning out too fast, actually. And they were tired, they were burned out, and they would find another job. And the things that I was hearing from them is that, they were tired, um, they were lonely, because this job can be a very lonely job if people are out there by themselves working alone. And they just, some of them, one of them actually shared with me that they just felt like it was Groundhog Day. They were just doing the movie Groundhog Day. They were just doing the same thing over and over and over again, going back to the same houses, cleaning the same toilets, cleaning the same kitchens over and over. And they didn't really feel like they were accomplishing much. And I couldn't go on this way. I mean, my turnover rate was explosive. In the first year, I printed out more than 20 W-2s at the end of the year, but I only had 8 employees. So do the math. I mean, I basically turned over my team 3 times, more than that really, as I grew, and it was painful. Oh, it was awful. And I felt terrible too. I felt like I was really like letting them down. And they could also sense my overwhelm and my exhaustion. I wasn't showing up with positive energy every day. I was just trying to keep my head above water. So this is when I knew, like, I have to do something. I have to change something. And then I started to think back on all the teams that my husband and I had led in the past. And we knew that um, they were inspired, even though they were making pizza at Little Caesars, at our Little Caesars franchise, or they were making burritos at our Qdoba Mexican Grill franchise, they they felt inspired to be together as a team, to get through that dinner rush together, that kind of stuff, but also to make the customers so happy and to really impact those customers' lives. And I was like, what is it? What am I missing here? And I realized that they didn't understand why they were doing what they were doing and how it was impacting the lives of other people. It was just like this huge light went off, and I went, "Oh my goodness, we don't have a purpose." If we show up every day and our only purpose is to clean houses, to clean toilets, you know, to load up our car, go in the house, clean it, go out, load up our car, go to the next house. If that's all there is, people will burn out. I was burning out. So how could I expect them not to burn out? And I knew that I really needed to think on this. So I meditated on our business and how our business impacts people. And think about that. How does your business impact people? And when I say that, I want to be really clear because I'm not just talking about customers. I think a lot of people miss the whole idea of creating a business mission because they make it very customer focused. That's what your tagline should do, but not your mission. Okay? There's a difference between the tagline that goes under your business name, uh, and and what is your business mission. And your business mission should be focused on your team first. They're people in your business, and you're not a cleaning business, you're a people business, you're a hiring business. Um, and then it should focus on everyone else that your business touches, your clients, people in the community, nonprofits that you're involved in, that kind of thing. So I really meditated on my mission. And what I realized was I needed to give my team a mission. they needed to, have a mission that they were constantly working towards, to feel like they were making a difference in the world. You know, if we don't feel like we're making a difference in the world, we're going to move on to doing something else. And that's what I was experiencing that whole first year, was just a revolving door on my business, my people coming in and leaving. And so I sat down and I created a business mission. Now, I'm going to share it with you, and it's going to sound really, really simple, but it goes much deeper than that. So, the business mission that we came up with was to make lives better in all that we do. And we boil it down, when we talk about it a lot, to just making lives better. But when I talk to my team about that, I say, we make lives better. And that starts with your life, with the lives of our team members. And then I talk about how we don't clean houses, we make lives better. And I share the stories that our clients share with us about how they have more time with their children because they're not having to clean the house every Saturday. They can take their kids to the park. They can take care of an aging parent, or maybe it's someone who is an aging parent, right? Who's, a person who can't clean for themselves. How they feel so much better at home because they're living in a clean, tidy space. And how that really changes lives, and how when we clean for cancer patients as cleaning for a reason partners, how that even helps not just the cancer patient, which is so impactful, but the entire family who are just trying to help, take care of this person that they love, who's, dealing with this illness. And oh my gosh, what a change adding this mission to my business gave us. And I'm going to go into that in just a minute. But first, I want to take a little break. CBF is a big part of my life. And I started this podcast because I really wanted people to understand that the cleaning business can be amazing. Everyone has grime stories, but we can overcome those. But CBF is one of the things that really helped me. And I've seen it help hundreds and hundreds of cleaning businesses overcome their grime stories. So here's a short message from our sponsor, Cleaning Business Fundamentals. Is your cleaning business a grime story? There's no need to stay stuck in the muck because you're not alone. With over 500 active members and more than 500 graduates of our Cleaning Business Fundamentals program, CBF is the #1 cleaning business academy in the world and has created more mop-free millionaires than any program in the industry. Learn more and let CBF take your residential cleaning business from a grime story to a gleaming success. All right, we're back here at True Grime Stories, and I'm sharing my grime story today and how I found my way out of it. So I was dealing with constant turnover and employee burnout, and it was making me really sad because I just knew I was dropping the ball and I couldn't quite figure out what the problem was. After I spent time really thinking about it and what I had been successful at in the past in my restaurant career, I realized I needed to give my team a mission. Kind of like, Mission Impossible. This mission, if you choose to accept it, is, it changes people's lives. It changes how they take action. And I found once I gave my team the mission of making lives better in all that we do, everything changed. The air changed inside of our business office, the way that we communicated with each other, the way that we talked about what we do and talked about our clients, everything changed. And oh my gosh, it was so inspiring. And I mean, we have taken making lives better to a whole new level since then in the past 9 years. But when people know how what they do impacts the lives of others, it changes the way they do it and the way they feel about it. It makes them proud. You want your people to be proud of what they do. When they go out and they tell people, I clean houses, you want them to not be ashamed of that. And I know when I started in the cleaning business, people would make fun of me who have known me for a long time, like, "Oh, you're cleaning houses." And you want your people to feel proud that they're doing a great thing every day when they come to work. And I want to share with you a little bit about kind of how we've taken this to the next level. So, we are not just a business with the mission of making lives better. We're a mission of making lives better with a business that gives us a way to do that. We're so mission focused now. We're focused on spending time helping our teams have better lives. We do a lot with not just professional development, with training and helping them move up in our company, but also personal development. We spend a lot of time helping them with that. Actually, at our last quarterly meeting, we had our financial advisor come in who manages our retirement plan to talk with our team about the importance of managing their finances, and he went over the budgeting process with them and how with retirement, if you start at an early age, how you can build such a big nest egg, if you start early. And that's so important to me. But we do other things around healthy eating and healthy movement. I've had my chiropractor come in and teach people how to move properly and how to stretch and exercise their body so that they can clean more and better and longer without hurting themselves, right? So I'm very team life improvement focused. But then we also talk a lot about how what we do every day impacts the lives of the people we serve and the people in the community. We talk about the nonprofits that we serve, Cleaning for a Reason, and SPCA is another one we're involved with, and some other great nonprofits that have missions that are aligned to ours. We get involved with the nonprofits who make lives better. And as a matter of fact, for a few years, we had an awards program called the Making Lives Better Awards, where we gave donations to charities that make lives better. And we're getting ready to start like a council where in my people on my team can help decide where our donation funds go to, because giving is also a big part of making lives better. But after I had started this whole mission of making lives better, I really also started to focus on improving who I was as the leader of this now mission driven team. I needed to be a powerful force in leadership. And I started educating myself, taking courses and reading and reading and reading. One of my favorite books that talks about this is Patrick Lencioni's The Truth About Employee Engagement. And and it really dives into this helping your people understand why they do what they do. And he talks about the three pillars of employee engagement. And one of them is being known. People want to be known by their leader and by their team members and by their clients, and to be appreciated for who they are as an individual. It's a human need. So we spend a lot of time on that. But the thing with mission is people have to have meaning. They have to have relevance to their work. They have to understand how everything that they do in their job is impacting you as their leader, the rest of their team, and how it impacts the people they serve. And and for us in the broader community, how everything that we do allows us to give cleaning free to cancer patients. We couldn't do that if they weren't doing a great job cleaning for our regular clients. It allows us to donate funds to charities who are aligned with our mission. When people know that the meaning of their work, it changes how they approach every single day. It gets helps them get up in the morning and go out into the world. And we even talk about how we make pets' lives better. And we were very aligned with that. And then the final pillar that he talks about is measurement. People need to see how their work is, how they're growing, and how their work is creating more and more impact. People need to have metrics or KPIs. So even cleaning technicians should own at least one number in your business. And we talk about that a lot too. We talk about how many houses they've cleaned, how many Google reviews they've gotten. We use a CRM that every technician has a quality score. As a matter of fact, I was talking with one of our team leaders just yesterday, and she said she loves the quality score, or the scorecard, as we call it, inside of our CRM. She says, I look at it every day. I love to read what people have written about how they love having their house cleaned and how it impacts their lives. And she goes, and I even love when they share something that they want me to do differently or that I could improve on, because that then I know what they want. If I didn't have this tool, I wouldn't be able to know. So people need those types of things. So being known, meaning, and measurement are so important to help people understand, or to be engaged and excited about their job. So I can't encourage you more if you haven't defined a mission other than a tagline. So my tagline at Jeannie Cleaning when we first started out, because my brand is magical, and I have like a little genie character that is kind of our mascot. And so everything is kind of magical. So my first tagline was, it's like magic. I couldn't resist. But as time goes on, we're actually talking about shifting that, and I'm working on a new tagline. But your mission and your tagline are two different things, and your mission should be very, very people focused. And it changed everything for us. I I have employees that um, come back and visit. Uh, they say, this is the best team I've ever worked on. I just saw one of our former employees the other day. She was with us for almost 4 years, I think. And she's doing something else now, but she's still a friend of our business, and she still has friends at work, which that's another thing I could talk about all day long, is letting your team members have friends at work. But she said, your business was the only place I've ever worked, and she's worked a few places, where I really felt like I belonged, like it was a close-knit team and community. And she goes, I always will, appreciate that I got a chance to work there. So you can impact people's lives in such a great way. My goal, and I tell my team this when they start working for us, is that when they come work at Jeannie Cleaning, that it impacts their lives forever. I hope that it changes the direction of their life in a positive way after working with us. It means so much to me. I truly believe that my mission is to help improve the lives of all the people that God puts in my path. And I feel very honored when people choose to work with us. And I also feel that it's my responsibility as the leader of this team that I make their lives better. And when we do that, when we make their lives better, they get so excited about making other people's lives better. They want to pass it on. So I have to tell you, I now our retention rate, we're growing like crazy. So from those 4 employees back in the day that went down to 3, from 3 employees to now over 35 people on my team, including my office team, my leadership team, that and we're growing like crazy, leaps and bounds. And I truly believe it's because people are drawn to our mission. So I want to leave you with this today. To remember that your team can only thrive and be passionate about what they do when they can see the positive impact of their work in the lives of others. Make sure that your people know that they are changing the world one home at a time, and they truly are. And when they do, it changes everything in your business. The air will feel different. Yeah. So, and from this, this is just part of a program that I've created called Culture Magic. So be sure and watch for that. I'm sure I'll do a podcast all about culture magic here in the future, but I am in the process of writing a book that should be out in 2026. But there's also a training program that's available. So watch for details on that. But I'm very, very grateful that you have chosen to be part of my True Grime Stories community. I am looking for more people who have a true grime story to share. So if you do, reach out to me. You can reach me at all of my contact information is in the show notes. And so reach out to me, connect with me on LinkedIn or message me through Facebook. But if you have a true grime story to share, I would love to hear about it. I'm looking for more guests. And also, just want to encourage you to reach out to me if you want to know more about cleaning business fundamentals. You can schedule a free call with me. I'd love to hear about your business, give you some tips, and I can share with you about cleaning business fundamentals if you'd like to know more about it, because it has changed my life and the lives of so many people in the cleaning industry. So thank you so much for being here on this episode of True Grime Stories. It was fun sharing a grime story of my own with you. And I hope we'll see you next time. Make sure to download, share. I would love your review too. You know how reviews are important. So please give me a review on your favorite podcast platform. And we'll see you next time on the next episode of True Grime Stories. That's a wrap on today's True Grime Stories. Thanks for joining us in uncovering the secrets of cleaning business success. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and download, and check out our show notes for links and info from today's episode, and to learn more about our sponsor, Cleaning Business Fundamentals. Join us next time as we solve another True Grime story.